Hey, everybody.
Salud.
So we are on the verge of game 4 for Montreal Tampa. And yeah, we're going to talk about the last game. We're going to give our 3 stars for the series so far. And then we got a bunch of subjects to talk about. Been great so far. Habs up 2-1 in the series. And I like their chances tonight. And to do all this talking with me, I got my partner on that side. Matt. Hey, Matt. How's it going, Matt?
It's going real well, man. And I think too, like just the playoffs in general have been really fun so far. But this series in particular has been really even. Been really fun to watch. Really just pure just playoff hockey. Really what you expect. And yeah, it's just been a great series.
Sorry, my dog barking a little bit. Yeah, no, it has been, and I kind of think as good as these 3 games are, I think it's just going to ramp up a little bit tonight. It's game 4. I mean, Tampa can't go down 3-1. I mean, you got to think they're gonna try their hardest, probably be the nastiest, maybe. Although even in that, right, they take the chance with the penalties and stuff like that. So I don't
Not
know.
only that, but like it's not like the Habs won't be able to match them, right?
Oh
Like
yeah, no, it's
we'll get into kind of some individual performances we like, but I mean the Habs have been right there with them. Like I said, it's really it's
absolutely.
like the immovable force and the whatever unmovable whatever you want to call it. Like it's just been so dead even everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere.
So the question is, what can they do to sort of throw Montreal off their game? I guess I don't know. But yeah, if you do the dirty stuff, well, we're going to talk about the referees. So depending on the referees, I do know who the referees are. We got Wes McCauley is one of them. Yikes! No, but I mean, it doesn't matter because all 3 games the refs have been horrible. Like I said, we'll talk about that. So depending on, you say discipline, stay out of the box, but if it doesn't matter how you're playing and you're still getting the penalties anyway, you know what I mean? Like they're calling
Yeah,
them no matter what, or they're even making them up. How do you stay out of the box anyway? So you got to just,
1,000%.
handle what's going to come at you. And I think Montreal, like you said, I think they're ready for that. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
there's a
so.
problem for them to handle, what Tampa's going to throw at them, to be honest. So
Well, I mean,
last game,
look so
oh,
far they've handled it. I think pretty admirably. Like they've been
oh
right there
yeah,
with them physically. I mean, again, we'll talk about Struble, we'll talk about Jack Eye, but you know, and they've been smart. They've been laying big clean hits, but they've been smart about it and not getting dragged into a lot of the extracurricular stuff. At least most of the time. Obviously, some stuff's happened, but yeah, I mean they've been right there. It's been such an even series. I mean, it really has.
well, yeah.
It's been a joy to watch. I mean, both sides, the talent on the ice, the physicality. I think the goaltending too. I mean, it's been an absolute goaltending duel.
And guess who's out dueling Vasilevsky? By a little bit. His Dobish's numbers are better. By a little bit.
Yeah,
But that little bit is important. And yeah, I honestly, I don't know if I would have thought goals against and save percentage that Dobish would be beating Vazzy on both of those.
well, right. Like as a rookie, right? And we talked about this.
Yeah, I
As a
wouldn't have
rookie
thought.
goalie, how is this moment? How is he going to react to this? How is he going to handle himself? And
I
he's
don't know,
been
Brian.
terrific. I mean, him and Vasilevsky have been going at each other the whole series. It's just been
And
just
Dobin.
pound for pound, like they've just been dueling, and it's been great to watch both.
And another thing I like about Dobish, because we're gonna talk about him in a minute anyway, but
He's not taking shit from
he's
Kucherov
not
either.
taking shit from anybody, not just Kucherov, but
Right.
and I like that, even though he got a penalty. I don't think he should have, because I mean, what was Kucherov doing where he was? When he gave him that little right, what was
Oh, yeah,
Kucherov
he was.
doing
He's running his mouth at him a little
except
bit.
doing that and skating right at him and to just to whatever to disrupt him or whatever. So whatever he was doing, good on Dobish. Hit him, should have hit him harder. You're gonna take a penalty, hit him fucking harder.
Oh yeah.
And what was Kucherov doing there except to be an asshole? You know?
Well,
So
yeah. I mean, that's what you try to do, and yeah, I mean, that's what you do in the playoffs, right? You try to get into goalies' heads, and he took that penalty, and it was like, all right, well, let's see, hopefully he can settle down. You don't want to, emotionally, hopefully get him back down, get him cool, and he was fine. Like it didn't rattle.
I think he
I mean, like you would have thought, oh, maybe he's off his game a little bit.
No, I think not. Like if he could have said, okay, he shouldn't have done that. I think if he wouldn't have done that, he would have been thrown off his game. But by
No, you
doing
could
that,
definitely argue that for sure.
I think he needed to do that. I think he's that type of goalie. It's his crease. Don't fuck around my crease.
Yeah, right. I think I texted you that too after what was the game?
Yeah.
Maybe it was game 1 too. We kind of did that. He gave a little shiver or something like that. Someone got in his crease. Oh, it was Perry. It was Perry.
Game 2
tried to get in his crease, and he said, "No, get the fuck. This is my crease, not yours. This is mine. And fuck off."
Game 2, I don't know if it was Perry. Might have been Perry. Somebody's stick, and he had made a save. He's on his knees, and the guy got his stick there, and he just knocked the stick down with his.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of his crease. Like, get out of here. I like that. I like the attitude. I don't think that's bad. And I mean, how many?
It's a bad thing at all.
And after he took a penalty, because it was his second penalty, that tripping penalty that they gave him, he's a goalie down on the ground trying to make a save, and because his stick got in the way, that's tripping on a goalie.
Yeah.
Since when?
I get it by the letter of the law, but no, but you're right. It's like, how is he supposed to make a save with his? He went out to kind of basically just move the puck away with his stick, kind of poke at it or something.
And for a goalie, you don't call that. You don't call that on a goalie down on the ground. I don't see how you call that, but kind of game it was. We'll get into that because we got some stuff on the reps. Yeah, it was a well played game. I think they need to. I mean, like you said, it's such an even game. I think it's almost a rinse and repeat kind of thing.
It really is. It's so even, right? Like both teams trading chances. I mean, physically too, they're hitting each other real hard.
Yeah,
it's really is. It's so even. I mean, it really is. And again, right? I kind of expected that coming in. I mean, I think these two teams are, probably two teams. I think, that could make a run if they get out of this series. Like, and I think it's kind of a consensus right now. I think, both of these teams are gonna, whoever comes out of it is gonna be battle tested and kind of ready and raring to go. But they've just been such even teams.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think if Montreal, at least for Montreal, if they can get past Tampa, I do think they will. Although it's definitely not written in stone anywhere. I think that Montreal can go deep. I think might surprise a lot of people. And then again, they may run, they make it out of here second round, and that's it. They run into a wall. That sometimes happens. You never know. But I think they're capable to make a run because besides Philadelphia, every other team in the playoffs, Montreal has beaten during the season. Every other team.
Right, but I think too, I look at just how all the other teams are playing in the playoffs right now, and I mean, obviously, we're recording this. Buffalo and Boston's playing right now. Other than Buffalo, because they're bringing the hammer down now, anyway. I mean, Habs and the Lightning have been playing probably the best playoff hockey out of any of the other teams in the.
I haven't watched anything.
Huh?
I haven't watched any other games, so I can't tell you.
Well, no, but for me, just watching the other games, I'm watching them going, man, the way the Habs and the Lightning are playing this series, these might be the two best playoff teams right now. Just in terms of all around, the physicality, the skill, the goaltending. Like, both of these teams could beat anybody else right now. Like, without a doubt. Like, they're both probably the two most kind of, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but just the way that they're both playing, like, I can't see any of the other teams really being able to, I guess, to match them in a way. And when I say that, I just mean like just the tempo, the physicality, everything. Like,
yeah, there's other teams in the playoffs that can match.
Right, but I'm talking about kind of in the East right now, more specifically. Like,
I just think the dynamic changes with every series, so it's really hard to say that. But what I would take from what you said is the Habs are playing the kind of hockey that doesn't matter who they're playing against or who they
right. No, that's a really that's what I was looking for. That's a good way to put it.
They should be capable to. They have the chance to win whatever series they're in, which is what I'm saying. They've beaten everybody. The only one I don't want to see them play, I literally don't want to see them play Philly. Will Philly get to the conference final? I don't think so, personally, but I don't want to see them play Philly. We haven't been able to beat them very much in the last 2 seasons, I'm going to say. It's kind of this season we didn't beat them at all, so like I don't want to take that chance. But if we have to play them, I do think Montreal's capable to break that spell and do that. So, but I'd rather not have to have that.
Yeah.
Thing, you know.
No, I think that's a good way to put it. I think too. The question of, this is the second year in the playoffs, right? For this Habs team, still the youngest team in the league.
Yeah.
That made the playoffs.
Even younger.
Are they ready to play playoff hockey?
They're even younger though than last, just a little bit, but they're even younger than last season.
Right, but like the question was, okay, can they handle this grind? Can they handle the playoff hockey? And yeah, they've answered that question, man. They're more than capable, I think.
Can they handle the grind of the games? Yes, there's no doubt. Now all is left. Can they handle the grind if it goes long for them into the playoffs? Will that catch up to them?
Right.
It's a young team. You got to think maybe if any team in the league is more set up to handle a long run, would be the youngest team in the league if they can handle the skill part of it and the grind of the games,
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I kind of like Montreal's chances. There's a lot going on for them that if they can get past this first round, and you can laugh at me and say they have a shot at a cup.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if I'd go that far with how young the team still is, but yeah, I think I think every Habs fan should be comfortable with the fact that they can handle playing playoff hockey without a doubt. 100%.
I didn't say they're going to win a cup. They'll have a shot. It'll be in their control. They got to keep playing like that, but and that's the unknown. But if they can play like that through the whole playoffs and they go round to round, I think they have a shot at a cup. Or to get to the finals. They have a shot to do that.
Yeah.
Once you get to the finals, depends on who you match up with, but it could be either way. And you don't know who you're going to match up with yet. It's still unknown, right?
Right.
It's too early in the playoffs to call anything. All right, let's do our stars. You lead off. Third star for you. For
third
the 3
star?
games. Talking for the 3 games. That's 3.
Third star for me, and this was the one. This was where I think there's a few different people you can pick, but for me, and not just based on just how obviously based on how he's played in this series, but this particular player, I don't think a lot of people thought, was he really ready yet? But I think he's been phenomenal. I'm going Arbor Jack Guy for the
I think you're going to go Arbor Jack Guy when you started.
Because I think, especially last game, I think he really showed. Oh, he can really play playoff hockey. It wasn't just the physicality and the hitting that obviously we needed him in the lineup for, but he was playing really good hockey. He's making good decisions with the hockey puck. He was making smart decisions with the hockey puck. And I thought he did a really good job in the O-zone too, getting shots on, keeping the puck in, and he's playing smart physically.
His gap control apparently is really good. If you follow certain guys that follow the team, that reporters and stuff, and you listen to what they're saying about Jack Guy, they totally agree with you. He's been phenomenal. Like he's done above and beyond what anybody really would have thought he'd be able to do, based on his past performances. Right. He stepped up. Something's changed in his game. He's like got it. Like something really clicked for him, and I think playoffs it's a perfect setting for a guy like Jack Guy. So, but apparently, like everything, his gap control, I don't like you said everything, all of that.
His timing I've noticed gotten better too. His decision making has gotten a lot.
Yes, yeah, everything. Like people are raving about him. So I don't have him as number 3. I have been an honorable mention there. But I don't disagree with that at all. I got a cop. Excuse me. My third star, I'm going to go with Josh Anderson.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good shout.
Yeah, and he's been good all 3 games. I think he's got 2 goals, but he's got 1. But he's been good. He's been hitting. He's been on the physical side. They tried to sick Sabrin after him, the kid they called up. A reporter asked him after
Sabrin's not a kid. He's
well, whatever. He's an agitator. So they asked Andy after the last game, like they brought, has he bothered you? Like he's there to obviously try to get you off your game, blah blah blah. Whatever. What's your comment? He says, "Oh, I haven't really even noticed he was out there." I love that. I love that he said that. I didn't really notice he was out there. So Andy's my third. Like I think he's really stepped up and shown that he's a playoff hockey type of player.
Mhm.
Definitely. All right. I think number 2 and number 1, we're gonna have the same. So go with number 2.
And honestly, I think you could go either way with the two players I have, and again, we probably have the same two, but I think you could go 1 or 2 for either of them. But in terms of the full series, for me, number 2 is Lane Hutson. And I'll give you my number 1 now, just so you know kind of where I'm going with it. For me, my number 1 is
Can I give it for you? Because I'm going to say who your number 1 is.
Yeah,
Jacob Dobish.
Yeah, 100%. In terms of the series, it has to be Jacob Dobish.
I had them inverted. I had it one.
But again, I think you could go either way.
Yeah.
But I'll start. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to start with Dobish or Hudson?
No, you're number 2. Whoever you're
So Lane Hutson, obviously the game winner. And we'll talk about that Friday night. Spectacular. He had a goal too. I think in game 1, maybe game 2. I can't remember, but it's his second goal, and he has an assist. But I think defensively too, he's been really, really good. Obviously there's times he's going to get out muscled because of his size, but he's also been laying hits there, here and there. He's had a good defensive stick. I just think all around he's been I think the best defenseman this series. And I think again, I think it just in general he's been just spectacular. He stepped his game up. And he did it in college too, like with Boston University and in the Hockey East tournaments and in the national tournaments. He's the type of player that will step his game up, in crunch time, right, in playoff time. So didn't really expect anything less, but he's been spectacular.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Yeah, I have him as my number 1, but like I said, he can invert. He's just been like everything that you would expect from a kid that just wants to be the best and willing to work for it, willing to put in that extra work. And after last season, he only had 6 goals. And he said, I'm going to at least double that. I'm going to get better. My shot's going to get better. And he doubled his goals. And if anything on that
and
shot.
His defense got a lot better too, right? And his defense wasn't bad, but it's even his defense is got better.
Yeah. I think all that.
He consistently through, I forget where when he was in the development program in the college, like every year, he always seems to get better. Every year. He's like Nick Suzuki. Just gets better every single year.
And he's not going to stop until he's the best defenseman in the league.
I mean, he's only, what's he, 22 now? 22, but he's been spectacular.
Yeah. Okay, and then Dobish. Go on, Dobish.
Yeah, I mean, I think this series isn't we're not up to 1 without Jacob Dobish. I think Jacob Dobish coming in, obviously, I think was probably the biggest X factor because you're going up against a goalie who's probably going to win the Vezina this year and he won back-to-back Stanley Cups. He knows what it takes to play goalie in the playoffs and to win in the playoffs, and he's matched them save for save. It's been such a good goaltending duel, and I think Jacob Dobish again, just his attitude, he's not going to be fucked with in his crease, for lack of a better word. Guys have tried to kind of get in his face. Obviously, Kucherov Friday night, and he just wasn't having any of it. And I thought he's done a good job too, making himself big and cutting down angles too, and especially some longer shots. Obviously, the Hagel shot he'd want probably the 1 goal this series he probably wants to have back, but it kind of knuckled a little bit. But again, I think other than that, he's been spectacular. He's made key saves when he needed to. I know when I think it was game 2. I know we lost that in overtime, but he made a real good save early on in that OT. He kind of had to go side to side. Just a spectacular save for a rookie goalie in the playoffs to make a save like that was awesome.
Definitely. And if look at the numbers for Vasilevsky, 276 goals against and an 880 save percentage. For Dobish, 245 goals against, and an 8.92 save percentage. Not too bad.
No, and I know he was up in like the 9 teens, like 9-12 or but he didn't face a lot of shots Friday night. So like which again, like when you look at save percentage, like when you have a game like that where you only face 17 shots, but you let 2 in, I mean obviously you're playing a good game, but because it's not that many shots, the math is stupid.
But he was still good because he made some.
But he was
really good
he was
saves,
phenomenal.
But I mean that's why he didn't get a star, just because the number of shots. Which I mean, he'd say, you know what, yeah, I'll take it too. And he doesn't care how he wins as long as
No.
he wins. And he is a goalie that wins. Like he's just continuing on from during the season. He won. Like that's something you can say about Dobish. The kid wins, and he's going about it. So I'm hoping he's going to get his third of the series here tonight. So yeah, that's our 1, 2, and 3. I'll start my honorable mentions, and I'm going to. I've got kind of 2. You mentioned Jack Eye. I've got the pairing of Struble and Jack Eye, but I kind of want to say Bolduc.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout.
Zach
I don't have him in mind, but I think Bolduc is a good shout, especially after last game.
Yeah, he's had 3 good games. He's had 3 good games. Like the last game, especially, that line was good. And people were talking about he wasn't good. Maybe he shouldn't be in the lineup. I don't think he was bad in the first 2 games. Like I don't know why he got such a rap. Now maybe it's me and I don't see some of the stuff that people saw, but for me, I think for the whole thing, yeah, I'm giving it to Bolduc. I thought he was really good, especially that last game. That line was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it really was. For me, I don't. You might not have him as an honorable mention, but I think he's had a really good series too, up to now, especially coming back from injury with the time he missed. But I think Carrier deserves an honorable mention. I think Carrier's he's blocked a lot of shots. Really good defensive stick. I think he's been really, really good too.
He was really good in game 3 too. I thought he was really good in game 3.
But I think he's had a solid 3 games.
He has. I agree with that. Yeah, that's fair.
Like, and it's funny. I've seen like some tweets from from writers and analysts and stuff. They're like, "Who do you take out now if Dobish or when Dobson comes back?" Because like all of the defensemen really in general have been very solid.
But there's news on Dobson, so he is not back for this series. He is now skating though with the team, I think.
Yeah, it should be probably back if they make it out of this. He should be back for the second round.
Yeah, he's not back for this series, but yeah, Dobson. And you know what? It's a different series at that point. So I wouldn't worry about that right now. Who comes in, who goes in, and who comes out. Personally, but you're right that it's going to be like, okay, who comes out. And
that's what I mean.
I don't know.
Right? That's series specific because I think this series, all the defensemen have been solid.
Yeah,
I mean they really have. Like that's what I mean. It's like that's a good question. Why would you mess with it?
No, it is. But I mean, it's Dobson, so he's got to get in there. So
right,
I don't know. You'd say Struble, but the way Jack and Struble are playing together, I don't know.
No, and you can't take Carrier out. You need that right-hand shot. He's been solid.
Yeah.
Obviously Hutson's not going anywhere. I don't think Gooley can go anywhere. Gooley's been good. Like, I don't know what the hell.
If there's one defenseman that's getting the most knocks from what I'm reading is Gooley. And it's not that there's a ton, but to me, that seems to be, it's a little bit of both, but it seems more on the negative side for some reason. So maybe, but really, you're going to take Gooley out? I don't know. So what do? Go with 7 defensemen? No. I like what they do in the international play at the Olympics, where you have the extra guys dressed and not just on the roster, and they can play in the game. You got the 13th forward and the 7th defenseman.
Yeah.
I like that, actually. So I don't know if that would be something that they'd go to for the league. All right. Let's move on to our topics. Our first topic is a little off. It's not Habs, but I thought I wanted to just, comment on it. The Ottawa Senators got eliminated yesterday. And I didn't see the game, but at some time in the game there was a big brawl, and there was, and I don't know who he punched. I honestly don't know, but Ridley Gregg. Now we hate him here. We know what kind of a dirty, cheap shot artist he is. So the two guys fighting, right? Obviously, Carolina. I don't know who it was on Carolina, and another senator, and he just walks up and he just gives a big underhand just swing.
I mean, he wound up and threw that
Oh,
uppercut
did
right
he
at him.
wind up? And he sucker punched the guy who's engaged in a fight. Like that's as dirty as you can get.
Oh yeah.
Like the league needs to suspend him for that into next season. There's no more games for them.
I think he's getting an in-person hearing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so
he needs
gonna be
to
at least
take
5. Could probably it should be more.
a sucker punch like that is so dangerous.
Like the player for the Hurricanes, from what I saw when I watched the clip, like his hand, he couldn't defend it. Like that was an uppercut almost right in the jaw.
Yeah, he
like,
couldn't defend himself at all. That's so dangerous. Like I don't see if it were me. Now I'm a little biased because I hate the guy, but I toss him for 20 games next season. First 20 games, you're not playing. Don't ever do that again. Because you can't have people doing that. You can't.
I mean, you could have broken the guy's jaw.
Well, I can tell you from a sucker punch, I've already seen this in the Good Friday Massacre, where Jean Hebert was sucker punched by, can't remember his name now, and he lost his eye and never played again.
Yeah.
And that's what could happen. And so, you can't allow that. And
his glove was on too. I mean, he could. It's not like punching without the glove with the glove off. Like obviously the glove's got padding on it, but then again the player really wind up. Like
yeah, and it's also got it's got some edges in the eye.
Yeah,
you lose. That's how you lose an eye. I'm just saying that's so dangerous, and that's
really
been announced by everybody.
Yeah, and it really, I mean, it has. I know, kind of the consensus too, like in both locker rooms, to Habs Lightning, because I saw that LeBron maybe that put it, I forget who put it out, but both teams were really disgusted by it. They didn't like it at all.
No, it's disgusting. Exactly, it's greasy. However the hell you want to say it, that was it. All right, let's not spend any more time on that.
Yeah.
Totally.
But no, that was
garbage.
That should be at least. It's going to be at least 5. I think it should be. Yeah, I think 10 to 20 range, somewhere in there.
It'll never be 20, but it should be at least 10.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it should be 10. It won't be. It'll be 5 more. That's what I'm hearing too. All right. I put this picture up a minute ago. How did that shot get through?
Right? I mean,
so this is the view from behind Lane Hutson when he wound up for that shot. Now, obviously, guys moved around, but right, you look at it from that and go, how did that? Because I mean, it was only a second or maybe a second and a half before that puck was in that crowd sailing through, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if you can see on the. I guess if you're looking at the screen on the left side. In the back, you see a stick sticking out. That's Kirby Dach's stick. Apparently, what he did was he was standing in front of the net, and he put it out there so Hutson knew to shoot to that side of the net. And it worked. How, though, he knew? I mean, look, there was nothing open there. How did Dach even know that could get through there?
Well, so looking at this, I mean, obviously Dach, and I mean, you can just, the height difference anyway. Dach's going to move his guy towards Hudson's right.
He did, because they did
free that up. And Vasilevsky's kind of a sitting duck because he's not seeing the puck regardless because of all the guys in front of him. So he's just kind of got to hope that it hits him, right? Dach moves him, and Hudson's going to have that kind of corner of the net to shoot at.
I think
that's probably what Dach was kind of thinking. Like, all right, if I, Hudson can shoot to this side of the net, I'll move my guy out of the way. He's going to have.
That's what he did. He pulled him over more to the left. Now that you've said that, that's what happened.
Right, because he's going to push him. He's going to push him right, or to Hudson's right.
I bet you he pulled him with him to the left, out of the way, but shoot to the side. I'm going to open up that hole, and that's what happened exactly.
Looking at again, right? Just looking at this still. That's what I'm kind of seeing. What Dach is thinking about doing here, because Again, and again, you're taking away Vasilevsky's eyes, and when you push him towards Hutson's right, obviously Doc's left, you have an open corner of the net to shoot at, and I mean Hutson hit it. I mean, like we were talking about it, like a golf shot. I mean, he squared up the blade of the stick. I mean, perfect shot.
Yeah, it's like when you swing. When I was learning to play golf, my dad taught me, and so if you really have to hit a far distance, a little more than you usually or whatever, extended. You sort of you move your hands a little bit away from your body a little more, like where you open up, but if you miss, it's whatever you did is going to be way worse than if you hadn't opened up. And he's kind of like that. He put so much into that if he didn't hit that so perfectly like he did, it could have gone anywhere, like literally, and it might have. But that was the most perfectly hit slap shot I've seen in a long time, where somebody put, like in golf, my dad used to say, put your ass into it. He doesn't have much of an ass, so he put his whole body into that, right? Like it was amazing to watch that shot. Like you literally saw.
Yeah, I mean, he hit 90 on it too. I mean that thing had some serious speed on it, and
90 miles an hour, 145 kilometers.
I mean, that hit the back bar and then went right there. Like it hit the back bar and then right down the net. Like
yep, that thing was moving. Perfect. And you think about it, he's 5'9", 160 pounds. He took a 90 mile an hour slap shot, right? So you get a guy like Jack Guy, or guys that size. A lot of them, it's in the 90s, right?
We know Jack Guy can hit 108 when he puts everything behind it.
He took a shot like a guy who's 50 pounds heavier than him and a little bit more in size to get that extra leverage. And he took a shot with all that velocity behind it. Like, that's the perfect shot. Like, I don't know how to say it.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see the whip he got on his stick, too. Because, like, I mean, he stepped into that.
Yeah. Oh, did he ever? Unbelievable. Sometimes, you see a guy take a shot, you kind of think, that's going to go in. It happened so fast, I couldn't get it out of my mouth. But I in my head, I saw how much he put into that, and that's going in. Like that's going in, and it did. It did. How it didn't hit anybody though. Like, I mean, just look at that. When I saw this yesterday, I saw it like late last night, and it's like, what was he shooting at?
Rick's going, well, I don't see any net. What
was he shooting at? Jesus. Anyway, something.
Because, like, look at it too, right? If he shot that to the right, he's hitting that defenseman in front of him right square in the face.
Yeah, or Vasilevsky's ready for that side.
Yeah.
He's not getting it in there. I guess that's why one of the things Doc was, he saw that. I'm pulling the guy with me. Shoot over here. I'm going to make a hole for you.
Yeah, but look, too, like, not only Doc's moving his guy, but again, you're going to take Vasi's eyes away. And as soon as they cross his path, he doesn't know where the shot's going to go now.
No, he pulls him the other way. He doesn't pull him to the right. He pulls him to the left of us, to the other side.
The left of it? Okay.
Yeah, he pulls him away that side to open up. It worked because I think Vasi thought no matter, because when you think about where he was looking, he probably figured, okay, he's not shooting there because those guys are standing there. The other side's open a little bit. He was probably just he's coming to this side. Nope. Anyway, perfect shot. Love that view. All right, let's move on to I guess we kind of we'll talk about this. I think Lane Hutson will be a finalist for the Norris Trophy. I'm not saying he's going to win the Norris Trophy.
I think it's Werenski winning it, but I think it's Werenski, probably McCarr or Hughes, and then Hutson.
Yeah, well, okay, so third or fourth, but he's going to be up at the.
He's going to be right there. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And that's a consent. That's too, like, there's some good writers on the Athletic that kind of throughout the season they kind of go through kind of the rankings and kind of what the voting should look like. And Hudson's been right there really the whole season.
But he won't win it. He won't win it.
He won't win it, but he's. I mean, I think it's fit. Without a question. Now he's one of the best defensemen in the league.
Well,
Like,
this is my question. Will he be the best? I'm going to say the best defenseman in the league in the next 2 seasons. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's certainly possible. It's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Obviously, when you're playing in the league with guys like Zach Werenski and Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar, like obviously it's that's a high bar, but I mean Lane Hutson's already right there with him, and
He's already right there.
he's right, and you could go back and watch from years ago, some of our videos and our pods, and I've talked about. I said it's not going to be long before his name's up there because that's how driven he is. Because he's like you said earlier, he's all he wants to do is just get better and be the best. And with the talent level he has, I said it's not going to be long before he's right up there with those guys.
For a kid with very little ego, because to me, I don't think this kid has a big ego in any way. He wants to be the best. Like, and
when he wants his team to be the best. He's one of those players that he wants to be the best.
I get it. Wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
For himself, he has, believe me, the team ahead of everything. But for himself, since he's a kid, he's grown up wanting to be the best defenseman in the NHL. I've heard this before. So I know that's what he's driven to do that, not out of ego, out of just he's driven to be the best that he can be.
Well, and I think a lot of that has to do with his size too, right? Because growing up, how many people would have told him, "Oh, you're too small, right. This and that." You know what? No, fuck you guys. I'm going to prove you wrong.
It's more of a I'm going to prove you wrong than I'm the best.
100%.
That kind of
and I think that's the best. That's the best drive I think to have because that's really where you see those results. Right?
That's what keeps him. Look the way he practices in the offseason.
Look at Cole Caulfield too, right? 51 goal season. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, true. But so I think he's so driven that I think within the next 2 seasons, I literally do. I think he'll win a Norris, and we'll be saying he's the best there is in the league right now. Not that the other guys are not head and shoulders the best, but just a little bit that it's his time now.
Absolutely,
that's my prediction, and it's mostly because of how driven he is to be that from such a pure place, that I think he's going to accomplish it.
Oh yeah,
and it's not because I'm a Habs fan and all that stuff. I really think this kid. It's because I'm a Habs fan that I got to know anything about him more than just that he's a player. But other than that, I just think he's so driven that way and such a pure.
He's such a smart. Like his hockey IQ might be the highest on the team, and that's saying something because you got to look at guys like Demidov, Suzuki.
Yeah.
But I mean, even like there's an interview with Macklin Celebrini when he was after he got drafted because they asked him, you played with Lane Hutson. Or no, yeah, you played with Lane Hutson. Are you going to be surprised if he, ends up becoming one of the best defensemen in the league? He's like, not at all. He's like, I've never played with somebody that's has that high a hockey IQ, that's that driven. Like, and yeah, I mean, his hockey IQ is just ridiculous.
And he's only going to get better. It's his second season.
He's only 22 years old. He's already going to be a likely finalist, if not probably top 4 in the Norris voting. Like,
I really do. I think he will be the best D in the league. Maybe 2 seasons a little bit early, but in the next few, and he'll win a Norris.
I mean, he'll be 25. I think by the time he's 25 and he's about to get into his prime years, without a doubt. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, when he's in his prime, he's going to be a friggin'. You think he's a monster now? Wait till he's like 25, 26. Like, it's
exactly right. Give him a few more seasons. He's going to be like, we don't even know what the possibility, and maybe he doesn't. I don't know, but I would put money that he's going to accomplish it.
Not for nothing, but if he can improve on a almost point per game pace in his second year, like,
well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. How far can he go? I don't know.
I mean, I think he could be point per game. Goals. I think without a doubt he can be a point per game defenseman. I mean, 78. Like
he was only a few points off. He's going to get more. I don't think he's going to have less points next year. Now, I think he's a possibility for a 100-point defenseman. I don't think he scores enough goals right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to do more of that. To do like a Bobby Orr and have 120 or 130 points, but I don't know what the
Yeah,
limit
like I
is.
said, I think he's like a 15 goal probably in his best season, maybe 20. That's a stretch.
Maybe 20. Yeah, me too. I
He's
agree.
like a 15 goal. Like I can see him hitting like 75 assists in a season.
Yeah, I can
Like
see him
he's that
having
good when he moves
a
the puck. He's that
career
good at seeing lanes.
year. He hits 20 and 80. Like I could see that happening once. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's going to do it all the time. Believe me. So don't say that I'm saying that.
No, but
But
I
as
think
a
on
career
average,
high,
you're probably going to see 15 goals, 70 odd assists. Like he's
Yeah.
going to be an 80, probably 90-point defenseman at his peak,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah. That's
awesome.
what I think.
And he's
Like
going to be a great
game
defender
plus a
too.
little bit. He's going to be a point a game plus a little bit more than that. A little bit. Yeah, that's what I think. And you know what? How many defensemen do that?
Not a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I think within 2-3 seasons, this kid is going to be the best in the league and I can see him winning 2-3 Norrises in a row. And before someone else comes along, because it seems like that's what's going to happen. They're just better and better and better coming along. But I think Hutson is gonna he'll be at the top for a few years, in my opinion. All right, let's move on to what is our last subject. We got to rant about the refs. The refs have been
definitely haven't been the best.
been
But
pretty
I'd say
bad.
it's kind of been even, right? Like I mean, obviously, the beginning of last game, it was kind of going all right.
If you look at it just by penalties, if you look at it and go, well, they had 5, you had 4. Like if you look at it like that, you can say, wow, but it was pretty even. But then if you watched the game and you saw how many they let go and for which team, then you go, it wasn't that even because they let more go for Tampa than they did for Montreal. Now, that's not to say they let nothing go for Montreal. They did. We got a break here and there. But my God, Tampa was crazy bad and nasty and dirty, and they were like ignoring it. I know they let a lot go in the playoffs. I get that, but come on. The refs suck ass. I'm going to rant here for a second.
Not even that, but like I know there was too many men that was really bad that they missed.
Right. Let me rant for a second.
And I still can't believe that Kucherov didn't go for embellishment in game 2 when he did that Superman dive.
Let me rant. The refs were bad. Once again, they sucked ass. They need to stop managing games and call the penalties as they happen, no matter the score, no matter the period or how the series is going or what the weather is like outside or what side of the fucking bed they got up on in the morning, okay, or any other goddamn reason. Call the penalties. Stop the interpretations and set standards that you can adhere to, like puck over when it goes over, doesn't touch anything, it's a penalty, delay of game. No interpretation there. Well, why can't that be for anything else? And it doesn't matter if the guy didn't have a good shit in the fucking morning or his girlfriend didn't smile at him at the table. They're going to call it that way or that way. Stop it. They need to be more standardized. And I've been saying this for a while. It's not just the last game. Write down the rules clearly so that these morons that wear these goddamn striped shirts can understand it, because clearly they can't understand it if you don't do that. And that's what needs to happen. Let me see what else I got. I'm not done. Fuck Gary Bettman. Fuck George Carroll. Stop ruining our game. We don't pay to see the refs. We don't. We pay to see the game properly, ref, by the book and not by their emotions or supposed, and there's a big supposed intellect. Rant over. I'm getting tired of these refs and them deciding how the game goes.
Rick doesn't like the refs, if you couldn't guess by now.
Yeah, and I've got a few other videos that you can point you
to. I'm not laughing at because I think you're wrong, because I don't think you are. I mean, I think they are terrible. I just that delivery was impeccable. That was fucking awesome, dude. You gotta just clip
I've
that.
had it
Like,
in.
we gotta clip that up. That was phenomenal.
I've done it in 2 other videos. That's why I got because I had for something else, and yeah.
I don't care if he took a bad shit.
But and it seems to be that's how they ref though. The coffee wasn't good in the morning. Well, I'm gonna call everything against Montreal or about whatever team, and I'm not saying it's only Montreal. I'm just commenting about this series right now.
No, and but not
all
even
over
the
the
series.
league.
Like in general, there's been some poor refereeing. Like
all over the league. They're all garbage, and I don't know. I think they take them out of wherever the mentally handicapped kids grow up. I think they're converting them into referees.
all right, that might be a little much.
Well, whatever.
But no, like yesterday, like granted, I hate the Ottawa Senators, so I'm glad they're out, but they missed like 7 dudes on the ice for the Hurricanes on the goal that made it. I think it was the empty netter that made it 4-2. There was like 7 Canes on the. I don't know how they missed it, but I think I tweeted about it. I was like, that was a bad.
It happened in our game.
Penalty where that should be set. They got 6 guys on the ice. They touch the puck. Boom, penalty. That should be
happened, right. It happened in the last game. I don't know if it was at the end of the third or was early in.
Oh yeah. They were
screaming. The players were screaming. It's too many men. Nothing. We don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not bias by the refs over, they should. Another point is the refs maybe should have headphones on, playing loud music, and not be able to see the scoreboard because they shouldn't know the score. They shouldn't hear anything from the players. All they should goddamn concentrate on is penalties and whether they need to call one or not because it's an actual penalty. So stop managing the games. Why do they let them manage the games like that?
Yeah, and I think there need there needs to be. At least if they're gonna when they call 5-minute majors to review, like if they look at it and it's even if it's not super intentional, they need what I'm getting at is when Evans got cross-checked in the throat. Yeah. That's a cross-check, that's interference. Maybe he wasn't trying to get him in the throat, but I think you need to call that a major because that's extremely dangerous. Because it's in the throat.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that should stay a major, even if it wasn't trying to get him in the throat. He got him in the throat. You need to set a standard for that because that's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's extremely dangerous.
But that's what I'm talking about, right? They need more standard calls and leave the interpretations to someone else, not the refs on the ice. Leave it to the analysts afterward to interpret what the hell went on. But the refs should not have to do that. Shouldn't be doing that, I'll say. All right, well, that's all I got. I'm done.
I would hope that's all you. I don't know if you can add any more.
I don't know. I'm done after that. I'm tired.
That was a masterpiece.
I'm tired after that rant. All right, so so everybody, let us know what you think about what we said here. Let me know what you think about the rant, and the refs, but about anything, and especially about Ridley Gregg. What do you think about somebody who does?
Yeah, I hope somebody one of the leaders on that. Granted, Brady Tkachuk's the captain, so I don't know really what he would have done, but someone should have said, "Dude, what are you doing? That's just not okay."
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And Tkachuk, he did what he's done. He did the whole series. Nothing.
I don't think he had. Did he have a point? I don't think he had a point.
Nothing. 0-0-0.
I saw somebody tweeted. It was oh my god. It was a side by side basically of the playoffs so far between Lane Hutson and Tkachuk, and it was Sens fans, player built for the playoffs. Player everyone says is too small for the playoffs. Tkachuk's got goose eggs and a -3. And Hudson's got the 2 goals, 1 assist, and a +3 or whatever the hell it was.
Yep.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yep. That's right. I'm glad, in the end, I'm glad we didn't draft him.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't draft him.
I mean, he was physical. I'll give him that. I mean, he laid a lot of hits, but.
Yeah, but it's the character. It's the character that I don't like.
But that's all he did in the series. And you kind of counted on to produce too. And I don't know. I just felt like between the production was really just kind of like Stutzler was almost kind of him and Giroux were kind of trying to drag the team to do something that just wasn't there. But anyway, that's that series. That series is done. Our focus is this series here.
Yeah.
Game 4 tonight. Obviously, we're recording this Sunday before the game. Go Habs, go. Let's see what happens, man.
We'll be back next week to do this again, hopefully in the second round by then, or know that we are. Let us know what you think about it all in the comments. Give a thumbs up if you had a good time. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. And that's it. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, and go Habs, go. Ciao, everybody.
Later, peeps.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.